I can't lie, yeah. I don't think there's any kid in school right now that eats glue in it. But when I was in school,
that is glue.
that eats glue, fam. But when I was in school, there were a couple kids that eat glue, fam. That's how you know, like, a 7-year-old right now is equivalent to maybe like a 11, 10-year-old. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We're back again. As you can see, it's a different setup because the formation changed. Basically, one of the co-hosts or one of the panel members couldn't make it today, so we had to improvise. And yeah, it's the new formation.
Let's go.
So we'll just be having a general talk. This won't be one of our deep, in-depth podcast. We'll just be like a general talk.
Exclusive as well, innit?
Exclusive one. So yeah, make sure you lot comment below what you guys want us to talk about and share it with friends and family. Anyways, you guys know the panel, so I don't need to introduce. We'll get straight into it.
Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
You don't sound like it. Are you ready?
I'm ready still.
Ready, yeah?
Ready, bro.
Inshallah.
Alright, cool. What's the struggle we all face in the West?
Bad. But he's gonna kick off.
Mustafa. Kick off. Or you personally?
In terms of the West, and this is something that Medina College has made easy for us. What has made easier for us is the access to the ulama. Of course, there's access to knowledge here, but when you take it from the ulama, is different, man. Allah says, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. That's the ulama. So one thing that Medina College has done is they have put up the Alamiya program on the portal, where they have brought down professors from Islamic universities and also scholars. They've brought them down and they've taught Mutun. So if you want to take directly from the scholars, then that is a good way to do it, inshallah.
Yeah,
Great way to kick off the pod.
Yeah. Well, that's true. You have to emphasize it more, like, because everyone says, there's no scholars in UK, or even though there are some, but like, these are proper scholars, like Sheikh Salih Sahimi, like Sheikh Khalid bin Sheikh, rahimahumullah. I mean, hafidhahumullah. Wallah, all you need to do is literally go on an Alamiya course, do the course, and it's translated into English, innit? But some people, if they want to test the Arabic as well, they can do that.
Yeah.
It's good. So that's one thing that we're facing, innit? Like lack of scholars, or lack of access to the scholars. But how about lack of access to? Actually, we can't even say lack of access to knowledge, innit? Because
there's
everywhere. It's everywhere.
So there's no excuse.
But why do you think
what we're trying to say is there's no excuse?
Yeah, but why do you think people are not like seeking knowledge then?
And there's so many factors to that.
Yeah, for example, one of them. There's the norms around them as well. Like, it's not a norm to go out there and seek knowledge, especially if you're born in the UK and raised in these ends, like these places. Like, it's not normal for you to go out on your way to seek knowledge. Like especially when the minimum is set below the bar now.
Yeah, true.
Like,
people think if they know the 5 pillars, not even being able to explain it fully, they think that's the bare minimum.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like it's belittled, man.
Yeah,
because you know how, maybe I'm not sure about now, but usually people that go study abroad, seek knowledge, are normally the people that their parents see, they didn't make it in education, so let's just send them off, go study the deen.
But not for everyone, obviously.
Wallah, it should be the other way around, man. First should be deen, fam. Imagine that. Imagine there's some people that are so sharp in school, wallah, like all 8 stars, and imagine if they jumped on deen and put in all the effort.
I was gonna say that.
Supporting them and stuff like that.
Because there's some people, they're just sick at learning, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The academic
sharp kids.
Yeah, they're good at. There's an academic, and then there's someone who obviously isn't as
they just work hard.
Yeah, they
have a
haven't
passion.
been given the same. They haven't been given the same like passion to working hard or just to studying, or to being able to gain that much like knowledge, even academically or like in a secular terms. But if you like diverted, like back to what you were saying, if you diverted that effort that you're doing in the secular terms, you could do it in, you know what I'm saying, Islamic terms, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, like, just imagine like another Ibn Taymiyyah in our time, like, because Ibn Taymiyyah was someone that he was, subhanallah, rahimahullah ta'ala, he's like a, I don't want to compare him to a robot in it, but he was on it, bro.
What was it? He wrote Aqidatul Wasitiyya
between Asad and that book is being studied all over the world, subhanallah.
To this day.
If you study a book, like for example in fiqh, they always bring his view. always like most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So you just alim, man.
Well, like, that's one thing, yeah, man. But yeah, what's another problem like?
No, but I was gonna say what's it called? Another factor, one of the factors, the major factor, yeah, was what's it called? Influence. This could be people around you and even social influence. Because I can't lie, yeah, when it comes to seeking knowledge in the West, it's not seemed as if something that's cool or something that's commonly practiced around Muslims. Innit?
Yeah.
That's why even when you're new, yeah, and you start seeking knowledge, everyone will look up to you like you're
Some strange guy.
someone,
bro.
like your friends will look up to you like, right, this guy's knowledgeable, this guy's practicing whatnot. If you just start seeking knowledge because it's so out of the normal. Do you get it?
No, but, yeah, it depends.
Look, let's say for example,
As in, you came from Jahiliyyah and now you're starting to seek knowledge and everyone's gonna look up
when
to you
you're
like
fresh, when you're new into seeking
that. Yeah, okay, I
knowledge,
see. Yeah,
and
true.
you get one little piece of knowledge and then people will start looking up to you like, right, this guy is, but it's only because it's out of the norm that someone's actually going out their way and seeking knowledge. That's why they think like that.
And I also think they should call to it as well. You know, some people, they want to change their life. They change their life. They start seeking knowledge and stuff like that. But they're shy to like tell the boys.
themselves.
Yeah, they're shy. They're just preserving that knowledge that they have. They don't make it apparent on them and stuff like that.
And that's a good way to solidify it in yourself. That to keep
Teaching it, innit?
teaching it, yeah.
Or just giving that, just whatever you know, tell someone else, innit?
Yeah, facts.
And I feel like there's no one to look up to, innit? Especially for the youth. Well, now, alhamdulillah, there's a couple.
Yeah.
But like, we need more, innit? If you want to like, make a
Going
big
back to
change.
what Omar was saying, like, it's not cool. So, like, in wider terms, in the wider breadth of society, like, it's not popular culture. For
Yeah,
example.
especially in the West and that.
Yeah. Like, obviously, because even back in the days, for example, in Muslim countries, like, the ulama, they were seen as, you know what I'm saying, like,
People that are blessed
the
and that.
pillars of the society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, blessed individuals that Allah has given, like, tawfiq to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now it's just like, the guy that failed school, so he just went to seek knowledge.
Yeah, he's
The
nothing
next
got
thing,
nothing
yeah,
left.
the next
Might as well go. That's just belittling the whole knowledge, fam. But what's it called? I was gonna say next year. So knowing this now, yeah, do you think it'll be better for us to live in the to go back to like
To go back to
Homeland,
Muslim countries?
Yeah.
Do you think this is a very
Sticky
deep question? I
topic,
can't lie.
It's very sticky.
Would you rather stay?
We're not talking in terms of like
Experience or not?
and that.
Yeah.
It's not for
We're
us,
just
but
talking in
experience
general.
and, yeah, what you,
I want to ask. I want to see you man's thoughts in it.
Yeah.
Would you rather stay knowing that practicing or seeking knowledge in this country is seen as weird or out of the box, whatnot, or would you rather go somewhere where it's common?
I think it goes back to what Mustafa was saying last time. He was like something about wherever you go, if you want it, you will find it. Something like that.
I said that.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Afan.
No,
But yeah.
wait, you said that.
One
I
of,
said
but I
that
think
if
both of you
you go-
technically
You
said
said
it.
Asad. Oh no.
No, I'm saying like if you go,
Probably.
like, regardless of where you go, if you go to find like fahisha or whatever,
You'll find
Oh
it.
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? You
Yeah,
find it.
exactly. Because there's internet all over
And
like
if-
almost
if
all
you-
over the world.
Yeah, and if you go to search for khair,
You'll find
Still
it.
there, innit?
Exactly. So I feel like from that aspect, going to Muslim countries, you can't use it as an excuse because some people they say, I'm not going to seek knowledge now. I'm going to until I travel. Then
Yeah,
I'll seek
but
knowledge.
But
Or
one
I'm
can
not going to
say
practice until I. Yeah.
one can say over here there's more avenues for you to go down the wrong path rather than in a Muslim
100.
country.
100.
There's a lot of trials over here, but it's still a valid point though.
I know a lot of people. They're gonna say like, especially in countries like Dubai, or like them kind of countries.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
say, the tourist attractions going up.
Mm.
There's a lot of what I'm saying, corruption in those lands. This is affairs, yeah. But at the end of the day, innit, if the country's Muslim, innit, then that's the norm. That's like basically right now we're guests to non-Muslim countries, but
You say guess,
Exactly.
No,
I know what he's trying to say. It's like we're in their playing field, innit?
yeah.
but
So all the rules and regulations are under their thing, innit?
yeah, the
Yeah.
ball
But if
is
we
in
go
their
back,
court.
then it's easier because it's our playing field, it's our pitch. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. innit?
No.
Nah, let me bring an analogy.
Okay, let's go.
Right now, yeah, the ball is in their court.
Yeah.
In order for us to get the ball, you have to go into their side of the court.
Yeah.
Retrieve it.
I'm like, confused.
Don't worry.
What's going on, man?
Well, basically, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, this ball, Next topic.
I'm joking. Let him land.
Cool.
He ain't landed proper,
Hey, but
bro.
listen. This ball is basically like what we need, innit? As a Muslim, for us to practice. I'm just comparing it to the ball, innit? So now this ball is on their court. So whatever rules they put down, we have to try and practice towards those kind of rules. I can't explain it, man, but
I think
if I can just put it on paper.
Are you trying to say that because the Western ideology is almost in every part of the world?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
And now the Bulls in their court, they have almost power over everything
have
in terms of
all- yeah.
ideology and stuff like
If they say, you know what, we're closing down all the masjids now, what can we do?
Yeah.
Do you get it? That's why the ball's in their court. But if the ball's in our court, as in like a Muslim land, they can't really.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. It's like you're home and away. Right now,
If
we're
you get what
away.
I'm trying to say, comment down below, man. Because today my English is not English. And
It's not English.
exactly.
No, it
anyways.
makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, man.
But,
So what would you say? Would you rather go to a Muslim country or try to stay here?
In terms of like for like seeking knowledge, like if someone's not trying their best, you know, to study here, to learn the Arabic language and stuff, then there's no way they're gonna do over there. You know, it's difficult, especially when they're going out there, new country, new people,
Yeah.
new environment. Especially if you go to like Saudi, like the heat is crazy, man. So the whole environment changes, and it's just like it's difficult, man. And also like in terms of like making hijrah and stuff, like it's not easy, you know. If you're like, you know, look, I'm just gonna make hijrah. You got no money in your account, you got no plan, nothing. Like it's not gonna work out. Do you understand?
Yeah,
You understand? That was
makes sense.
Khalid mentioned one time. He was like, be a success here first, and then think about. Like,
Yeah,
going hijrah.
exactly.
Yeah, you can't leave a whole country with no money. That's like,
At least,
what was he doing there?
nah, but what do you think about like staying here long term? Like, would you want to raise your kids here?
Nah, man. That's what I was gonna get
Would you
on
want to
to.
raise your kids here?
but
It's mad.
these are just like thoughts and opinions, isn't it?
Yeah, we're still young bucks, man. We've got a long life ahead,
But
subhanAllah.
obviously you
Inshallah,
can't deny
Inshallah.
that.
What about you?
Not you. No, it's only
Still
a couple
young,
years
bro.
Do you want
older
to
than
bet your age on that? Alright, say that, but-
Carry on.
But furthermore, yeah, like there's a community that's been built here now. Because you know Muslims have been in the
Yeah,
West for
that's-
quite a while, innit? So we can't deny that there's definitely a community here, and a lot of brothers and sisters, like, you know what I'm saying, they're changing their life still.
Yeah,
You know
wallah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, if you compare it to the other countries in the West,
Yeah, it's,
I'd say
it's
London.
good. It's good, man.
Yeah. Or England, should I say?
Like look at France. It's that Khalid dinner always going on.
Yeah, it's peak. It's peak.
Imagine being a Muslim in France, fam. Them man are so oppressed.
It's peak. Imagine that,
Difficult,
bro.
it's
May Allah make it easy for them, man.
I mean.
It's sad, but yeah.
Yeah.
Me personally, there is no way I'm raising my kids. Inshallah, innit? God
Why
Allah.
not? Why not? What's so bad about
Bro.
UK, man? What's so bad about that? UK.
They will teach your kids stuff that you wouldn't even know about. How about
Okay, like what?
This, by the way, this is not a conspiracy. I've seen the curriculums on the school websites. So that's not a conspiracy, if
Yeah,
that's a
but-
word.
Can't you just ground your child before he goes to school and after he comes back home?
It's just too much of a risk, especially right now. I can't like when we were younger, like when I was younger. Yeah. Kids weren't so invested into social media, like we weren't invested into like YouTube and what these lot are saying, whatnot. LGBT wasn't even about them. Those letters were never together ever before. only recent times they put them together. The alphabet didn't look like that.
Element of P, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It was never LGBT.
You
fam.
man caught that, yeah.
But yeah, what's it called, fam? But yeah, when we were kids, like we were watching cartoons, playing outside, and that.
Like,
But
I
now
remember
it's-
playing them DS, fam. Remember the
everything
DS?
is so different now. A kid right now, a
it's mad.
7-year-old right now, is equivalent to a 12-year-old back then,
In terms
because they're so
of, like,
advanced.
in
They're so advanced with
terms of
technology
their exposure, yeah.
and
100.
understanding as well, bro. Because I can't lie, yeah, I don't think there's any kid in school right now that eats glue in it. But when I was in school,
That is glue.
that eats glue, fam. But when I was in school, there were a couple kids that were eating glue, fam.
Wallahi,
That's
fam.
how you know, like, a 7-year-old right now is equivalent to maybe like a 11, 10-year-old. But yeah, man, that's why I'm saying. And that's just now, innit? Imagine in the future how much worse it gets.
Yeah, it's true.
Just, yeah.
Bro,
Social
you
media,
just
no.
get worse.
You don't have control over social media
Oh, you don't know
like
about
that.
eating glue, bro. Wallahi, back in the day, I used to do that.
Bro, I
Yeah,
know
too,
you man
fam.
can't tell me about them stories. You man are too young, fam. But yeah, there used to be kids that eat glue and crayons, bro. I'll be serious. I'll be serious. If you're old enough and you're in school in London, yeah, comment down below. Well, I promise you, bro. I promise
Going
you.
back to
But as going
the
back to
circumstances of the West.
yeah, but going back to that, that's why for me, I wouldn't like to raise my kids in this country, man.
I don't
But
think
let's-
anyone would, but it's just the fact that it's
But
hard.
if it's upon me, then obviously I have to take extra precautions, innit?
Let's like address. I don't think we address like one struggle, but let's address the other things like
Go
like
on.
what makes you wanna cut. Like you mentioned one thing for your kids, for example.
Yeah,
I'm saying you don't like the curriculum. They're like what
the teaching curriculum.
ethics and the ideas that they're teaching in that. But
There's so
what
many
about
other
What about
things
for us though? What do you think? Like
for the youth, like
for us,
teenagers,
yeah, just for us, for you personally as well, like
to migrate.
to stay here. Like, I mean, like I'm saying, what struggles do you find basically?
Oh, as of right now, oh
Yes.
yeah, there's a lot of struggles, man. There's a lot of fitna, fam.
Oh Allah, I hate I'm fitting up. Oh, it's
yeah,
mad.
the fitness
There's
must
so many
go.
things, even people around us, influence around us, and especially like in the Western culture, there's so many like rappers and whatnot. They glorify some mad sins,
Yeah,
Wallahi, man.
drugs, all of these kind of things, innit? So it's kind of hard being a teenager because who do you look up to? But alhamdulillah, now we've seen a lot of students of knowledge, bringing people from that group, trying to put them on the straight path, inshallah.
inshallah.
But yeah, man.
Bro, I don't think people understand the seriousness of like this knife violence and that, fam. Like
Yeah.
knife crime and that. There's Muslims in different, just because they're from different gangs. Even though if you're Muslim, you're still getting shafted. Like, it's
Different
mad.
areas, bro. Not even
If
going.
they, this comes back to knowledge, bro. If they knew what would happen to them for killing a Muslim intentionally, bro. It's not even about it's accident. Intentionally, bro.
With intent. And you have to think about the whole journey that you're taking to go get that person.
You're sinning as well.
Not once did you think, I shouldn't do this. That's a mad thing.
Some people are heartless now, innit? They're heartless.
Yeah, but why are they heartless?
I feel like
It's because of where they
lack
grew up, their influence, man,
Yeah,
bro.
no,
Trust me.
100%,
If there's rappers
bro.
talking about, I got him down, bro, you think these men are going to think twice?
100%.
That's not it's all a fantasy, man.
That's the thing about
Honestly,
living in the West. Like,
yeah.
imagine raising your kids here. You don't know who his friends are exactly going to be. It can be
Yeah.
anyone. From any family, from any race, from any ethnicity, from any household
You
problems.
man seem strong and leaving though. Like,
Huh?
I am strong.
People
Wallah,
wanna leave,
I'll
bro,
be
but
so
it's-
real.
the
I
only
am
thing is
strong
that
and
it's
leave.
hard,
10 years
bro.
from now,
Inshallah.
you still, if
10
you
years.
still here, I'm
Oh,
shouting
it's a
it,
while,
like,
yeah.
10 years is a bit too much, though, I can't lie.
Well, less than that.
For me.
Say nothing.
My guy.
For me? It's a bit too long. No, I'm joking. But it just depends when I get kids, inshallah.
But no, it's like, imagine you're taking your kids to marry, yeah? And then you don't know who his friends are going to be.
Exactly.
Well, I've seen couple man, imagine, they
No,
memorize
but
the
you know
Quran
what,
at a
let's-
young
to be
age.
fair, yeah.
Memorize the Quran at a young age. 1 year later, subhanAllah, may Allah forgive them, innit? But they're just walking around with things and that. Like, it's
No,
mad.
but
Allah
to
can
be
change
fair,
just because of friends,
It's
bro.
bare common.
No, I
Trust
can't
me,
lie,
it's
yeah.
bare
But to be fair, you can get that in Muslim countries as well. But
100.
I feel like it's less common in a Muslim country. Because
Yeah.
the whole
yes.
curriculum,
First.
is based around the religion, basically.
Yeah. And do you know how different countries have different urf, like different customs and that?
Yeah.
Our customs here is, bro, like if you're not getting gal, then you're dead. That's the thing. But back there, if you're getting stuff like that, in other countries, it's like, you're chatting to a girl, astaghfirullah. Like, that's how it should be.
It's true.
Over here, it's like
Social pressure.
I wouldn't say that necessarily, though, I'll be real.
Why?
Because I feel like the West has influenced the East, for example, as well.
Yeah.
Huh?
It
The
has.
rest of, like, I know, like, for example, the thing
To an extent.
to an extent, obviously, but the thing that you just mentioned as well, like, you gotta go stuff like I've seen certain stuff in it. Obviously, there's not. Don't get it twisted. It's 100% better than now. It's widespread in the country because obviously it's kind of it's legal. It's illegal, isn't it? It's legal. Like it's
Over here?
Yeah, it's allowed.
Not even legal, bro. It's pushed, fam.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
It's
saying.
pushed. Imagine
But-
same gender as well. That's pushed as well.
Like, yeah,
Allah understand. Wait, what were you saying?
But it goes back to the first thing that we mentioned, innit? If you go seeking out for certain stuff, you'll find it, innit? But just wherever you are, innit, don't be laid back.
Wallah.
Even as a responsible individual, innit? Like, if you're a parent, if you're like an older brother, older sister, you know what I'm saying? Especially because we're like, we've gone past that age of kind of growing up kind of thing. Obviously, we're still young, and but we've
Yeah, I
got
get
some
what you're
kind of
saying, yeah.
experience
Yeah.
compared to people who are, you know, saying like 5
Yeah.
years old, 6 years old, just coming into the world, you know what I'm saying? Learning new stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't lie. One benefit of living in the West, yeah, is you know how bad it gets. Because say someone in a Muslim country, they don't know how bad it is, like in real life experience. They only hear it from secondary sources or third
or they
sources.
see it on the internet, yeah.
They only see it or hear about it, but they haven't really seen it, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Experienced it, like.
Yeah. So now you know how bad it gets, and you know what will be better for the person's situation.
Saying that depends which Muslim countries as well. Because I know, like, our parents, for example, they migrated from their country. Why? Because economically, but you know what I'm saying. But I know back home as well, from where I'm from, like the crime rates are up there. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about in that terms, like, cool. Like, this country it might seem, because we live here, like, we don't know.
No, but I feel like
I don't know.
when I say we have good experience here, because there's a lot of okay, back home, yeah, are there scammers?
Yeah.
Like
minimal.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, over here,
there's in
over
Pakistan
here, there's
12-year-olds.
No, you get robbed at gunpoint there,
No, but
bro.
over here,
Over
there's
here,
so
there's-
many.
there's 12-year-olds
There's a
being
wide
AC,
range.
man.
There's a wide range of mad stuff that you can see in it.
No, but there's stuff like that everywhere, man.
Even like,
Bro, you will
In
find,
your-
of
in your
course
eyes
you'll
as well.
find it,
Yeah,
yeah, but
100.
you're aware of these things now. But when you compare it to someone that's living in these Muslim countries now, they would want to escape it, but they don't know what they're escaping it to.
I still think it depends on which country you're talking.
I can't lie to you. Whatever country is, Muslim country is always better. I can't lie to you,
Exactly.
'cause, bro,
you're going
here,
there to
the
preserve
Azan-
your deen, like, even if they're like, you know, some like maybe you go to an Arab country, some of the Arabs are difficult to deal with, innit? But
Yeah,
the
their
main reason
culture
you're
and
going there is for your deen.
Exactly,
You're gonna hear
bro.
the Adhan, you got masajid, you got ulama, bro.
So why
Like
did
that's
we leave our home countries then?
huh?
Why did
Bro,
our
that's a
parents...
different
That's-
story.
that's-
You have to ask our
No,
parents.
no,
We have to ask our parents, bro.
The main thing is for
Ask our
like
parents.
for
What's your
better
thought?
like
Obviously, to better our lives, innit?
Yeah.
living.
For us.
Yeah.
To seek out us.
Some of them are forced, wallah. They had to go somewhere, innit?
Yeah, 100.
Nah,
And they
but-
heard that UK was the best place in the world, you know?
No, but I'm saying, yeah, people that are living this day right now, yeah, they're living in Muslim countries and they want to go to the West.
Well, that's
They-
what type of people are they, though? That's the thing, like,
Bro,
there's some man that just want to be West. They would want to be a Western human,
There's so
like.
many people like that. But once they come here, though, it's just going to be long for them. But for us, this is why it's a blessing, I'm saying, because we know how bad it gets in the West. And we know the benefits of moving to a Muslim country because we've seen it how it is.
I see what he's trying to say now. Nah, yeah, you landed. I can't lie. I get that. He's
get
trying
it?
to say we're exposed to it, so we know how bad it gets. So that's why
As
they're
for
basically
Muslim as well.
under
Yeah.
people that live in Muslim countries. It's not all of them, but who you're talking about, they're
Yeah.
undervaluing their country.
Yeah.
Until they come
won't
here,
appreciate
they'll
it.
realize, oh, rah, back home is actually better.
You won't appreciate
That's what I'm
something until you lose it.
I like that. Heard it before. But I
Anything.
like that.
It's called refreshing.
Like alarm verdict.
F5. If you know, you know. Anyways.
Formula
You guys
1
do-
yeah. Formula 1 5.
Look at him, Formula 5.
Yeah, Formula 5.
F5 on the keyboard, ack.
Bro, no one's on laptops
slow,
nowadays,
too
man.
slow.
Everyone's got that thing, fam.
Too slow.
Trust me, if anyone got there, if anyone got that,
Well, I got it, but it was
at first, you got the first time.
yeah, F5, bro. F5 to refresh. Control
These
W
man-
to close the window.
these man
Control
use
T to
tablets
make a
in
new
school
tab.
now. These man use tablets in
Yeah, bro, they're getting taught in the metaverse, bro. I don't know what they're talking about. This new generation, man.
I think France have tablets in school though, bro.
In what?
Let's not talk about France, man. Let's talk about
We're
France.
talking about Muslim countries and then you're bringing France. Alhamdulillah.
Come, let's get out. Yalla, let's move
But
on.
yeah, man. The last point before we wrap it up. Do you think we feel entitled because we live in the West?
Subhanallah.
Wait,
Do you feel like
Entitled
we
to
feel as ourselves, we feel like we're entitled to things that's, let's say for example, someone that's living in a Muslim country or the East, they wouldn't feel like they're entitled to.
I feel like the whole entitlement thing, yeah. I think that's the thing. We'll go back to what you said about people years ago. They were more mature or something like that, what you said.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that. Because we just feel so entitled, bro. It's mad. It takes us longer to like grow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For example, like instead of a guy feels entitled to I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that from the government,
Yeah.
but then he doesn't go out and hustle. You know what I mean, I think that's what you're talking
They
about.
feel like they're entitled to be spoon fed. But
Spoon fed. That's it.
anyone. Do you feel like
Yeah.
that's common in this country or Western countries?
Yeah, bro.
I feel like it is,
bro. Even
oh no, I get what you mean.
Like being spoon-fed, like necessities, and back home people would think of it like a mad blessing.
No, I get what you mean.
Yeah, 100%. But that's why people came here for economic reasons.
No, but do you feel like we're more entitled because we live in the West?
Of course.
So now, if you go back to like a Muslim country or the Eastern countries, would you feel like, I can't handle this? Like I feel like I'm entitled to this because you got so used to it.
100%.
Yeah.
That's something.
It's true.
Yeah, no, 100%. If you're saying like we're privileged, 100%, no doubt.
Yeah, 100.
No, you know the
100%.
people that come from like other countries, like they're usually like very hardworking. Like I know some
they're
uncles,
hungry.
they have a shop, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m, bro. Like, they're hustling.
They're good with 1 meal a day, fam. Us, we feel like we're entitled to free.
Fam, us,
Couple man.
bro. Us, some people they come and hack 9 to 5s and they're like, 9 to 5. I'm trying to be financially free.
That's
bro,
me still.
you have to start somewhere, brother.
Everyone's trying to be financially free. I can't lie.
That's a different discussion. Bro.
I lie, fam. It's a whole another podcast. But I was gonna say another example. Yeah, just a little example. It's literally everywhere. This whole entitlement thing. Even like in school, say you have a dead teacher and that. Yeah. Like you feel entitled to have a good teacher, as in like you go complain, you say, "This is my right," and then the teacher will get kicked out because of the students. So like democracy type of thing. But if you go back home, they don't care.
I don't
You're getting taught by this teacher. If you don't like it, get out.
But I feel like hey, it's a good thing though.
Huh?
You don't think that's not? It's a
Being
good thing.
entitled, bro, it opens up doors to like.
No, but do not
someone
I'm
that you're
trying to
So
say. Okay, let me put it into perspective here. Right now, I'm in school. This teacher's not as good as I expected him to be.
He's not a good teacher.
Yeah.
You say that. He's not
As I
good.
expected. No, the expecting part is very important. I'll tell you why. So now this teacher's bad, yeah. So I feel like I should get a better teacher or whatnot. You go back home now, yeah. Your teacher is not the greatest. Probably worse than this one. I'm not trying to say that people back home are not as smart as people here. But anyways,
example,
don't cancel me.
No,
but listen. But listen, you go back home now. The teacher's worse, and you feel like you're entitled. But where are you gonna get your entitlement from? They're gonna be like, you better do with it, brother.
Exactly, literally.
But
and that builds character, bro.
For me, that's
over here, all it takes is
it's not a bad thing.
10 students out of 30 to sign a petition to say kick the teacher out.
I can't lie. Sometimes.
You're trying to say that's a bad thing, dude?
No. Sometimes it can be good.
Thing.
I think that's a good thing.
Sometimes it can be good though. Sometimes it can be good, and not in terms of teaching and stuff like that. But if something happens that's racist or something that's just against Islamophobic or whatever, then that works, innit? Because you can like report it, do this, do that, and then they'll get someone new.
But even teaching as well, bro.
You don't get it, man. I'm saying
we're just entitled, bro. It's a bad trait.
We're entitled. We feel like we're entitled to so many things, but
I think it's because he's entitled, so he doesn't understand.
Yeah, he's entitled.
I'm trying to upgrade in life, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man,
yeah, of course, everyone deserves the best teacher.
I'm trying to get like, for example. Actually, I'm not even gonna go down that route.
Bro,
I'm trying to get the best. Obviously, everyone's trying to get the best.
I'm saying that.
But
trying to get best of both worlds.
We're saying, does entitlement make us feel? Does it make us feel we're more entitled because we're in the West?
I agree.
Of course,
I agree. But to say that it's a negative thing, you know what I'm saying?
No one said that though.
Yeah, because you're saying it's a bad thing.
It turns us into.
It can be
turns us soft, bro. It makes us soft. Like, just deal with it, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Be a
but
man.
That's how life works, isn't it? That's how life works.
Yeah, exactly.
You reach a point where your children, they're raised in a soft environment, you know, because they settled they settled to that kind of environment, innit?
Yeah.
So it became a hardship upon them. So their children have to work in a hard environment, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's just me that's English is not Englishing today.
All I was their children and that. That's all I.
You're right, though. You're right, man. You're right.
Roasted today, boy.
But yeah, man. That was a good little talk. Living in the West. If you guys comment down below what else you guys want us to talk about, and hopefully by next week, inshallah, Asad will be back.
Inshallah, man.
I hope he sees this. Little boy. With that being said,
can I say something?
Go on.
So now,
with that being said,
Yeah, do your thing.
I just want to say something real quick here before we end. That in regards to if you really want to stay in the West, there was 3 conditions that Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah he stated. He said that the first condition is a person can stay in the West or like non-Muslim countries due to legitimate reasons, like economic reasons. You know what I'm saying? The second one was he should so going back to what we mentioned as well, he should have knowledge to defend himself from doubts of
big point,
like, to misguide, like doubts that may misguide him, for example. And then the last condition was he should have strong acts of ibadah that he's already doing.
Yeah.
Because going back to what you said, if you're not, like going back to what Mustafa said, actually, I think he said that. Like, if you're not doing stuff now, then how can you expect to cut and then start doing stuff?
And all of a sudden start,
But that's the three conditions he gave in it. So
I've heard different conditions from different ulama.
Yeah, obviously,
another one about
but just
being able to practice.
Yeah, staying there لأجل الدعوة, like to stay here for the sake of da'wah.
yeah, no, 100,
That's another one.
Yeah, 100.
Staying here if there's something that the other countries don't have and that you need here, for example, like education, but that's not valid because there's education everywhere somewhere else. Yeah, health, stuff like that.
Financial reasons as well. Because obviously, like you have to.
Taqillah, brothers.
I don't know about that one. But
There was a statement of Umar ibn al-Khattab, like he said, go out and seek provision. Like
no, but that's
Alright,
restricted. That's
chill.
That's bro. That's like this is specific.
But yeah,
Me going out to seek provisions, me leaving my house, going to work.
Word.
But yeah, just
Okay,
don't
fine,
interpret.
No, well, like, there's a lot of
It's
ikhtilaf on this, innit? So like,
This is
we're
a
not
whole
in that
topic.
position to talk about them big boy topics. You know what I mean?
This is just our thoughts, innit?
Yeah.
We are in no position to speak
But
about
like,
this.
a lot of Muslims, they wouldn't want to stay here anyways. Like, who would want to stay in
Yeah, I can't lie.
Bilad al-Kufar? Like, no, I'm joking.
No, but on the rules, like it just doesn't feel right.
I had to say
I feel like every
Sorry.
Muslim has some like they yearn to live in a Muslim country. Especially for me.
Inshallah.
I'm tired of my phone waking up from Fajr, bro. I want to hit that live. Oh, you feel me?
Yeah,
I like-
man.
Yeah,
Inshallah,
I
inshallah.
hate that.
Allah make Hijrah easy for us, man. Anyways, would anyone else want to add anything before I end it?
Nah, that's about it. There's a lot to talk about, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a quick short one. Asad, I'm on to you.
Yeah, what
That being said, let us know what you think about what we said today about living in the West, and if you prefer
Yeah.
living in the Muslim countries, comment down below. We'd love to have a read. But yeah,
Boy, do you actually read them though?
I read the comments.
We show love for this. Come on, Jake.
I even like them. Is that me liking it? No. Anyways, with that being said, subhanakallah bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.